US. Relax, man. I'm getting cramped, man. I don't know, man. What's wrong with my potassium, man? What the hell's going on, bro? Do some sit-ups, and next thing you know, 150 sit-ups later, I'm cramping like a retard. Yo, excuse me, yo. Cramping like a motherfucker. I got down and did like 150 sit-ups, yo. It makes no sense. Like I'm urinating out all my potassium. This is crazy, yo. And I'm right now, I don't like the potassium overdose, but it's crazy. I'm trying not to laugh because it'll make it come back, yo. That's my boy. I gotta give him this. Well, if he comes by and knocks on the door, I gotta give him all this cashier's check. So what's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's up, my dog Martini? So I'm going to do a little reading, but first I want to say, you see the head, right? Oh, I didn't want to say nothing because I was wondering if anybody noticed it, and nobody's talked about it. Well, that's Lucifer. It's supposed to be a blue stallion with red eyes. You need to look into the person that made it at Denver Airport. Well, if you ever read the Pearl, let me pull it up for you. I thought I'd pull it up, but it's on there. I'm just not going to scroll back over 1,000 freaking tabs. Just not going to do it. Not me, at least. Fucking cramping is ridiculous. Oh man. They're loading still, so it's gonna take a second. if you don't stop jumping on that doorknob. Okay, people, I'm sorry. Cramping is pretty bad, man. It sucks. I know it was one big on cramps. All right, so I'm gonna show you what the blue horse means. Okay. Matter of fact, I think I have it in images. So let me see if I can pull it up. All right. So a lot of y'all know about the pale horse. On a pale horse is where it comes and all that kind of stuff. The author and all that. Music Mason too. Well, if you see, I'm gonna show you what's on the blue horse. With the red eyes, the very exact one. Mustang. Let's put there with intention and purpose. A lot of people don't know strategically nuclear strike points. Let me turn this down a little more. Oh, man, it's cramping. We got the windows and doors open. Anyway. Denver is kind of like one of the strategic strike points. Why? Well, go figure it out. Those are logistical strikes that would happen first if they were to use nuclear weapons. Now, we know certain Masonic group of ordinance of individuals came out some years ago saying, oh, nuclear weapons aren't real, blah, 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 blah. Everything has a purpose. Like when you're watching TV or listening to the radio, are you aware that there are messages in there, it don't matter what you're hearing on the TV or what song you're listening to, there's an undertone at a totally different frequency that you cannot hear unless you have the equipment or you in the knowing that is telling you to do everything opposite from the good shit you're saying that can invoke heart arrhythmia, stomach aches, even cramps. It's their words and the subliminal, and they have perfected it. You know, somebody was asking me about robots. I was like, dude, they had robots a long time ago. And I says, I actually saw some of the drawings in Tartaria. So what makes people think now all of a sudden, because they're showing Japan's Okinawa and the giant walking robot in Korea, they're showing you something because they have something 20, 40 years in advance. Maybe somebody walking around, something walking around. They have bugs that can fly in your home, little gnats, land on you, deposit a poison that can kill you within 24 hours or 48 hours to 72 hours. This is all factual, people. Depending on who you are and where you're at. And that's why I tell you it's important to breathe. And breathe means a whole lot of things because you're a universe in yourself. If they have you looking outwards, right? What is your perception of outwards? Never to look inward. And that's why I'm always saying stop looking out the window. Don't worry and worry for itself. Remember these things. I say these things as key things. All right? Look in the mirror. Be exactly what you want to be, not what you've been convinced or conveyed to be. Allow yourself to illuminate. Why? Because that is, to the enemy, that's like draconian. That's like going against everything that they've done. And I'm telling you, it's so important for you to listen. I don't do this stuff without a purpose. You know, there's a reason why I'm telling you and expressing the things and saying and speaking of the things I speak. This is not a competition. So if you're in the competition, you're losing because you're battling yourself. When you look at me, you see yourself. When I look at you, I see myself. Now, what do I want to see? The worse or the better? What do I seek? And most people don't even know what they seek. You look at all these young men running around killing themselves, killing each other. How many of them you know have been molested? And you got to remember, we had 2 major drug epidemics going on for about 50 years between heroin and crack and cocaine party tricks as well. But now you have other whatever that shit's called, meth and ice. Oh, there's so many. And you think things like that wouldn't happen? from people who are not in touch with who they are. That's why it's so important for you to get in touch with who you truly are. And I'm saying that because if you're wicked, you can change that manifestation. And if you embrace it, you destroy yourself, because you'll never look in the mirror again. You will always look outside the window. So this I'm going to be reading from Enoch. And I know we got a lot of people that are following idiots who don't know no better, talking atheism. Well, we're going to break down atheism, all right? Because a lot of people have an inferiority complex because they're still looking out the fucking window. And yeah, you can believe in a God. And I already broke that word down. But as it says, it tells you in the Bible, ye are gods. Why do y'all dismiss that? But you run around calling each other gods and goddesses, kings and queens. But you will not illuminate yourself to be such because you really don't believe it. They're just words. It's like sputum. You know, when you cough, lungers and stuff like that. That's all it is. How can you implicate yourself to be something or proprietize yourself to something that you're not? Because you don't even walk in its existence. And yet you think you know. And I keep telling you, you don't know. You think I just came wayward up, loops upside my head, like back in the 60s type song? No, I'm telling you what I know. I know you don't know. So we're going to start off with Enoch. And it's all with a purpose. I'm looking at ignorant Negroes who come on a video and say, fuck y'all. And then want to go in on a Kanye and saying, as if Kanye did something bad, talking about, I listen to Minister Farrakhan. Minister Farrakhan, what is Jewish daddy? Jewish? Let me tell you something. You know Hollywood. Hollywood is a real piece of timber. And I know y'all have heard this. And the old Magics and all of them used to make whittle wands. Now, don't worry about what crayon color they wore. It don't matter. Hollywood already painted a picture of lies. And they would cast spells, and if it didn't work, these warlocks or whatever, they would go to the Magics, right? To create a spell or, you know, to increase the vision. You see what I'm saying? And the Magics were other channels. So what is tell-a-vision? Tell-a-vision. TV, like Hollywood movies and everything, is telling a vision. And how do you know when you turn it on? What's the first thing you do? You go through the channels. It increases because you have a like. So there it is. The wand. How many of y'all do this sometimes because you don't know to change your damn battery? As if the wand's broke. I'm just asking. I'm getting you to not look out the window and look in the goddamn mirror. And then you go and you get your channels and you say, well, look at you, Red. But see, there's a difference between destiny unfounded and unknown. There's a difference between destiny unfounded, unknown, and known and directed. See, I have a little more control than a lot of you mothers. There's a difference. And why? When I'm watching a program, right? A program, I let my frequency go very loud. Why? Because it dampens out the harshness of the truth that's underlying the narrative. You think it's a game, but you live in it. You're living in the game. And we're talking about all they're doing is pulling this thing and letting you ping, 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 ping all over the damn place while they watch. So we're going to start off with Enoch, and then we're going to go to his custodians, and I'm going to break some things down. Right? So let's bear with me for a moment if you can. I don't expect 100 or 1,000 people to come in because I'm not going to be here with bravado, and lighting people's asses on fire, which is all too easy for me. Man, I could simply go live, but right now I can create a platform if I wanted to and have 1,000 people. I'm here for the few. And you know what you do? What is the word we said in the military? Self-defeatism. You know, that one guy who just didn't want to keep up with the pack running, but you made it to boot camp. What are you really doing, and why are you having a hard time running, sir? Young man, airman, grunt, whatever the fuck you are, the MO, right? Excuse my language. Well, sometimes we have to slow down and make sure that he's with us. Why? Because if he fails, we all fail. If she fails, we all fail. Do you get where I'm coming from? So I'm here for the few, to pick up the few stragglers. Because all of everybody else that knows everything, they're going to run to the same consortium of lies programming based upon channels. Somebody waving a wand a silver tongue, and they're going to get zapped. Why? Because they're not paying attention. They're not really learning anything except for increasing the metaphysical of their ignorance and making it more arrogant and having a septic ego. Do you get where I'm coming from? See, I don't have to rehearse this shit. It's a different level to everything. You know, fuck statuses. It's a different level to everything. And either you're going to consummate the relationship between the truth of the level, or you're going to be arrogant and ignorant and dismiss it and keep yourself in purgatory. Yes, it's a real place. You exist in it right now. Have you not paid attention? Have you not been looking? Have you seen what a man has done, what this fake man puppet has allowed to happen, being the parliament of pen, he's so damn old anyway, to decidingly deceive you. And y'all have let it happen. There's no such thing as fossil fuel. The most largest amount other than water is oil. Are y'all aware of that? The largest amount of liquid, the second largest next to water, is oil. There is more oil that can ever be used 1,000,000 times over in this earth, everywhere. And the food, they went around purposely destroying, and you can look it up, destroying buildings that house and warehouses and of food. Look at the few people I've shared on Facebook who were delivering Similac, and there's a bunch of Chinese and look like Jews standing out there. I'm not knocking them, I'm just saying reality, because I don't bite my tongue. Destroying the Similac. It wasn't old or nothing. They were literally taking it off the pallets and destroying it. And nobody's done nothing except for sit there and egregious and look all like, and continue to hate on each other, to do the dumb things that they do. So let's get into this reading. Cramps, man. Ladies, man, I love y'all, man. Cramps or something, boy. And I'm just talking about just doing sit-ups. Man, y'all be carrying around a whole damn brick oven. Will you stop and get off the damn exercise ball? You tripping. That's Alexander for you. He wants to conquer something. Not today, Alan. I'm going to start from here. We have read some of this. I'm going to start from 10, and I'm going to go on. And no request that they, i.e., for example, their fathers, make of these shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf, for they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Creator said unto Michael, go bind Simjaza. We read this, but I need to read it again. And his associates who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. Now, most pale-skins are of the human stock, but there are some who are not, y'all. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, listen, and when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, 70 generations, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the consummation, till the judgment that is for forever and ever is consummated. Dude. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire. Now, that's empirically what they put there. Is it a fire? No, it's not like that. They have changed many things, y'all. And this is not even the original one. There's one rich man that owns it, and nobody can really afford it, the original one, and it's well hidden. Yeah, it's one of them peoples, them things. In those days, they shall be led off to the abyss. I think it's French, supposedly. Off to the abyss of fire and to the torment of the prison in which they shall be confined forever. So it's not literally a fire. Can you imagine being in a place for eternity where there's no connection? You got to glance at the loved ones and you see the miraculous of the togetherness, and yet you're in this abode, this place that you can't be heard, seen. No, you can be seen by visits. that come to see the dwelling place of the low. Can you imagine? You can't imagine. A lot of y'all feel like that now, but you have no clue. It's beyond the scope of pain. See, here is physical, so pain is enumerated, right? Well, imagine being removed from it. Now you're subjugated. Do you go back to the source or to the place beneath the source? See, you don't get it. In those days, and that's why it's important when I was reading about the custodians and the Anunnaki, why they want to destroy you. In those days, they shall be led off to the and whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations. All generations. It means to the time when no more death shall be known, and those that are living here shall be more than ever. And all the earths on the terror, the earths are on a terror. A terrace. Do you get what I'm saying? Terra firma doesn't mean farming. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers. Now those are the Sadducees, the sadness, the sick, the ones who have us in this perilous journey of obliteration, who toy with the things they did not create, who themselves were created and forgot their place. Because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing, the works of righteousness and truth. Do you paying attention to what I said? From the face of the earth, and let every, so what they're doing is to no end. They will be destroyed. All this and all the harp and all this dumb shit and all this and walking around and whatever they weird crap they're doing, sick, whatever, the homeless, all of it. It doesn't matter. And it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they begat thousands of children. And all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteous. Tilled as we were tillers of the earth. Have you forgotten? It's in your DNA. Stop looking out the window. Everything is within you. You are greater than you know. Stop listening to anarchists and rebel rousers. They get nothing done. We'll get there. Watch. Shall they complete in peace, and then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness. For we are a righteous people, and shall we all be planted with trees and be full of blessings. Trees, not the saplings, the little bushes you run around now believe in a forest. These little tiny things are nothing but shrubs. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it, and the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all vile and darkness, I say Shana, and from all the godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth, destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer an adoration and shall praise me, and all shall worship me. And it's not what you think. It's self-worship. It's enlightenment. It is a unification, something you cannot even perceive. An abundance of a noise. And then with that which created all this, when it shows itself, no word shall have to be given. And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all the zina, and from all punishment, and from all torment. And I will never again send them upon it from generation to generation forever. We have been in a test, but it's a wicked test that should never have happened or taken place. And they're telling you every day what they're doing. it's known that now it's known. Medical professionals say, man, this MRI is bad shit, blah, blah, blah. But what's wrong with these platforms? They're still putting a COVID little sign up. Why? Because of their ignorance. They've enamorated themselves because it's like, wow, look what we've done. Or cause and effect. There's no right ever for them to do what they do. There's no one that can tell you how to move or transition. And when I last checked, I go where I want on my earth. My earth. Now let's get to some truths and some lies. Let me see if you can decipher some things. I read this little part, but we're going to read quite a little more today. The custodians of time. The custodians of time are a covert, clandestine society consisting only of elevated, knowledgeable men, so say they, perceived by the perception that most of y'all don't know nothing. So I guess, in fact, it is convincingly true. They have sworn, regardless of how perverted it is, they have sworn on everything they hold holy to protect time against anyone who might try to control or interfere with time, the time that they've imposed upon you. It doesn't say that here, I'm just assisting you. The custodians have sworn to protect mankind's past. Now we know who the custodians are today. You see how they jumble things around and move things around and fictionalize it to make it as if it's fact, as to make it okay? Because this is based upon the true shit. The stories that claim to be based on a true story mix fiction with nonfiction by taking events that happen in real life and changing certain details. This differs from historical fiction. In historical fiction, the plot is original, but the setting and or characters are based on real life. This book does not reflect the author's opinions, but is based on those revealed in contemporary sources. A plagiarism in its entirety, yet we know a little more because you've been following me. The custodians have sworn to protect mankind's past. It must be stated that just one stuttering shift in time, as they're doing, remember everything's backwards, reversed, upside down, and inverted. So when you read, you must see these things in another perspective. It's a game. All these are Masons that wrote this. However, just one stuttering shift in time, however minute, would have devastating consequences for the future of humanity. The golden rule is that men must not travel to the future. They're not supposed to do that anyway. They not only protect man's past, they don't want nobody going to the truth. They want people to be stuck in the purgatory of their creation and design, their foulness, their Jannah. And we'll get to the Hawa here shortly. They not only protect man's past, but also constantly monitor the future. In case any leaders aspire to create a time machine, the custodians have always considered that humans possess a mental capability which no other animal has, and accept they consider all of us animals on all earths, and accept that some men have already mentally traveled through time. Some people will speak on things and know not what they speak, and yet they have been there. If history ever appeared that it might be altered by the outcome of a quarrel, the all-seeing eye of the custodians would immediately be alerted. Does it sound like some Lord of the Rings shit? It must be stated that they would never tolerate any tampering with time. Man should never play God. Let's listen. Fighting off a cramp, people. Regarding time and space, the ancient Egyptians knew much about this subject, but they lacked one element: illumination. Without a light source, time and space would be meaningless. In this sense, illumination is the converse of a black hole. Listen to this BS. For it can only be entered from its outer surface. In theory, white holes are plausible, but they can only appear within the external particles of a black hole. For the light existed before the darkness. In ancient Egypt, the sun was the representation of Ra. He was one of the many sky deities that symbolically represented the sun. The life giver, or certainly an aspect of it. Solar deities and sun worshippers, they can't write about what they don't know. You see what I'm saying? Sun worshippers can be found throughout recorded history. We sun gaze is with purpose. The sun was often referred to by its Latin name Sol, but sometimes its Greek name Helios. The sun was often referred to by its Latin name Sol, but sometimes by its Greek name Helios. Heliocentrism. So you know these people are frauds. The English word for the sun stems from the Proto-Germanic word sono, whose all-seeing eye originated from the Egyptian sun god Ra. The all-seeing eye of the deity was, and still is, the symbol used by numerous religions, including Christianity. It is usually depicted as a single eye and frequently enclosed within a triangle surrounded by radiating beams of light to represent the concept of a divine providence. And before the Bible existed, and these Jews and all these other frauds that run around the Vatican, which is not a church. And I tell you about the pale wolf and the dark wolf. Christianity and Islam would have never been created if it wasn't for King James, 5 years in exile here, taking our writings and our whole lives and putting them down, and we should have hid them better. Some things were hidden here. And he took it back, and after they murdered him, came, what, 65, 68, 70 years, or something like that later, and they brought back an Algonquin Bible. I think it was Kittiwah, Sasagi, whatever. And that was the original one. And then we recognized it. Our people knew it. Well, they've changed it many, many times since then. And you know, it takes wars to do that. Very simple, people. Islam and Christianity didn't exist then. All this stage, it must be stressed that the eye of the custodians has never been called upon to make a judgment. Although man's history must change if he is to survive. That's a clue. Civilization hangs by a thread, and unfortunately, mankind has never learned from the past. We're learning today, aren't we? The custodians know that everything cannot be allowed to keep spiraling out of control. We're getting out of the control. And that neither war nor chaos will ever prove to be a solution. They've done it over and over and over. And they knew the outcome when we damn near destroyed them the first time. It's fear within them. Don't think they're not afraid. Oh yeah, we're a little weaker now. But it takes us to proper triggering mechanisms, and they know that too. Wars can only generate other wars, because a defeated nation will never comfortably live in peace with the victor. This is just human nature. If a vanquished nation were to be completely shattered, however, with no one left breathing, a custodian would have little choice but to step in to prevent similar scenarios from occurring. The custodians know that humans are intelligent, but they also know that their charges have the capacity to escalate their own downfall, something that has been underway for centuries. Man's craze for conflict will surely continue with yet more idiotic feuds. He will also further pollute the planet and consequentially render many other species extinct. And who is that? The war machine. And we in our ignorance, programming, you know, they live, we are partial to that. You digging what I'm saying? Share this live right now so some people come on in. The custodians choose to place their trust in the men of both science and learning, but all must take heed of their warnings. Is that speaking volumes? The eye of providence and the Masonic all-seeing eye, as seen on the US $1 bill, are both derived from the eye of Ra. And the Ankh is the key to eternity and also the key to the underworld. That is a lie. Khepri, the Egyptian god of sunrise, you know, the scarlet beetle head. And then you have Anubis with the head of, you already know, I hate giving it energy. The jackal-headed Egyptian god of the dead. Now do you see the purpose of why I express Lucifer, the blue horse with the red eyes? On a blue horse is death. It is often said that Christian and ancient Egyptian religious beliefs have many similarities, even to the extent overlapping. Christians and ancient Egyptians believe that their children are a blessing from God. Let's state that as a fact, and that death is simply a transitional stage, leading us from this world to the next into an afterlife that lasts forever. When atheists proclaim that science alone is the final arbiter of truth, who gave us science, and that science alone is the solitary methodology of understanding, not understanding, they are in fact making a declaration of faith. I told you it was a religious movement. Egypt is the setting for many of the best known tales of the Christian Old Testament. Through Moses, God himself punished the Egyptian Pharaoh for holding his Hebrew people in bondage. Yet there is no account of the Exodus within Egyptian records. Why? Because it is a farce, and it is a created march, because Egypt is not that place over there. Egypt was everywhere. And Tartary was part of it. It allowed everything to exist in harmony and a balance to all lives, melanated lives on this planet that we bore in. It was at one time recorded up to 200 pale skins were born from us every year. Known. There's a difference between pale skins and these hybrid gray, whatever the thing they are. And they are here. But don't go out hating and being spiteful without no direction, no conservation, no aspiration to better yourself, because you'll just make a mistake. And some of them are melanated, very melanated. Did you know, as light as I am, I might have more melanin than most dark people. It's a fact. Learned it in pre-med. See, we run around with convictions created by the enemy that keeps us divided and separated. What's so hard to understand about that? Let me read something else. Nice little poem. We kill it, we save it. We rob and we are robbed of it. We lose it, and it is with us everywhere we go. But none of us has the power to stop it marching or to stop it at all. Of what do I speak? Let me repeat that. I want y'all to respond. You can type pretty fast and y'all can greet each other. We kill it, we save it. We rob and we are robbed of it. We lose it and it is with us everywhere we go. But none of us has the power to stop it marching or to stop it at all. Of what do I speak? Ether. Time, people. Time, people. Let's get together. We're all grown adults here, right? The two most powerful warriors in the world are patience and time. Patience to equip yourself with the truth of yourself, all right? And time, because you still have it. Regardless of how short or long it may be, there is no time like the present. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does make a person entirely happy. Come on, people. Time is always right to do what is right. Now, that's from Martin Luther King Jr. Time is always right. That means the present, to do what is right. So I'm going to read right there. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow in the AM. And then later on, I will be, I ain't saying I'm going to go, Mike, I might be so tired and beat up. We will be reading TRU and Flatlanders. He is just having a ball here playing with my little jacket, my Nike jacket. Anyway, I mean, I appreciate y'all, man. Don't think I'm scolding you. I'm not. I'm doing what needs to be done, and this is progressive. What is this? My apologies, people. This is something you're supposed to do on the side, but let me see what they sent me. Oh, good. Oh, I need these. Yes, y'all. I might start selling sandwiches and stuff again. Just real quick, people have been asking me, you still sell sandwiches and platters? So in order to do that, I will have to have effective date 28/22/22. Oh, okay, banging. Just my new insurance cards. So yeah, well, at least on the reservation, I only paid $45. Here I paid $150. Home, bar, all that stuff. But anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping in and listen. I'm just growing very, not weary, but tired. Y'all know I'm always very tired. I am tired of people's sublime proactivity of nothing. Proactive activity of nothing. I'm grateful that people are picking up. I'm seeing more youth speak on things I've been speaking on for a long time. I'm like, wow, okay. And the beautiful thing is the information is out there and they're making it their business to fish. They've cast 20 rods while our people are walking around still trying to jerry rig a damn fishing pole, which makes no sense. Stop attempting to jerry rig a fishing pole. You can pretty much buy them any kind of goddamn way. All right. Even ready for you if you don't know how to, you know what I mean? Come on. There's no great I ams. There's no less or littles. There's no unders. There's no overs. We are all one. When I say Sinonelli or I say Dagonatini, it means family. You either want to be in the Jannah, the darkness, or you want to be in the light, the Hawa. And it's up to you. Now I dig. A lot of people want to hear rah, rah, rah to feed an appetite of ignorance. I'm telling you, it's not about rah, rah, rah. Rah, rah, did we not pay attention? Doesn't get nothing done. Spec operators move in silence. Hitmen sneakily and codedly and accordingly. So what the fuck is all that rah, rah, rah going to get you? Little knucklehead niggas out here jumping around shooting a gun with no stock, and they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Hitting everything but the ops. Because they're stupid. They're foolish. They are in purgatory. Are you listening? I wonder how many of y'all have made the city hall meetings and who voted? What change are you really seeking? Was your voice heard? Was anything of your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on the ballots? Well, presented by those running? It's a game, people. It's a game. Yeah, my second cousin Herschel Walker's running in Georgia. He probably wants to make real change. They'll make him not get in there, or they'll allow him to do something else. I don't know and I don't care. It's his place. I want to visit my Uncle John Amos to see how everything's going with him. He's old as dirt now. He's probably over there with my aunt, Johanna, right? She was hanging out, taking pictures with Fat Joe. I can't stand none of them people no more. I care about y'all. And what are you going to do? How are you going to magnify yourself and change yourself? I mean, you do a lot of rah, 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 and it be the kid who been punching on the heavy bag, putting in the road work, when you're doing all that, and then you wonder why you're waking up out that coma. I'm just saying. Makes absolutely no sense at all. None whatsoever. Don't worry, I got shotgun lion's mane mushroom in this thing, so, and cinnamon. Oh, gosh. It's good, but it's cold, and I don't like drinking nothing cold. Cold makes slag in your system. It's not good for you. I really want to warm up a little more. It's got coconut. I'm potassium out right here. I'm surprised my eyes ain't whited over. I'm so full of potassium right now. Cramps have subsided. I think the breathing helped it a lot more than anything. If you don't stay off my rifle, I swear for goodness, man, you're gonna be cat scratching up in here, wolf and cat. He gotta lay on my damn AR-15 all the time. Well, that's a 22 Ys. 223 Ys, excuse me. You look, see, the safety's on because you just stepped on the trigger. Are you trying to pull the trigger, fool? What I got here? I said Alexander, right? I'm not Hannibal, nigga. No, I'm stop. No, he's literally on now he's playing with my. Anyway, I love y'all, man, and share this. Make sure the notifications up, and I'll be back on. I'm gonna give shout outs, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You know, the numbers keep growing, and I am grateful for everybody that comes over because, like I said, it's only really going to touch 10%. I know it as a fact. I can't tell you how I know it and why. But it would be nice if it would blow me up, make me look like, you know, Jonah sitting at the city of Nineveh, and they repent. And I'm sitting there arguing with the creator, why you didn't destroy this motherfucker? Well, he ended up destroying it anyway because they turned around after they thought they fooled the creator of creation itself, creators, or whatever you want to call them, and destroyed it anyway. So anyway, this is the old world. I've got books that will show you, besides the ones with the drawings and all the other stuff. And I love y'all. I'm grateful for some of y'all actually getting it together. We don't need that I'm Indian no more. Who are we fighting? Why would you fight somebody who don't know no better? You see what I'm saying? What's the purpose in that fight when there's a greater fight that needs to be happening and nobody's actually consummated the relationship between that truth of knowledge and that fight that is so important? No, you rather have the little scrapyard scrabbles that ain't worth shit, that don't accomplish nothing. Look like you living in a West Side Story. No, what is that? Come on. Come on. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You know what I'm talking about? This ain't West Side Story, you know what I'm saying? When you're a jet, you're a man, not a boy. From your first cigarette to your last little toy. When you're a jet, you a smooth. Oh, come on. Yeah, y'all know I do all that. So forget all that nonsense, man. It's not about that. All right? Some shout outs up here. Rondo, what's going on? Kitchen Conjure, what's happening? Peace, peace. Kitchen Bench, what's going on? West Side, what's up, blood brothers? Lord, what's happening? What's cracking? Original Lone Wolf. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. Wednesday. Send me the Original Lone Wolf. Wednesday, hit me up with the so we up on time. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, ladies, if they pop in, I thought Rob Bell come in. Anyway, ladies, gents, I stopped getting these notifications. I'll have to turn those off. We have 55 minutes. I think that is a beautiful time, and I'll be back in 3 hours. Okay? And we'll get the other two in. Y'all going to love the third book, to Terra Infinita. The Navigator Across the Ice Wall, Terra Infinita. The third book is, you know, when I do that, it's a hitter. So for now on, I'm going to read these two like that. And those two, and what's going to happen is, yeah, you're gonna put it together. All right. So again, why is this arrow like that? Again, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make the best of it.